explain using program, I will shift to 4, try to execute it, and then I will come to slide. If I miss any points, then I will try to explain them. But whenever there is a chance, I will try to explain them through the program. And for your reference, like if you want to experiment the features that I explain about Ruby, you can use 1 minute. There is a site where there is in-browser Ruby execution is possible. I will show you the site, and even I will be using that site to execute my program here, because my one laptop is not working for audio. So in this laptop I will execute through that site. Yeah.
Ruby is used for purpose. In industry wise, what is used?
Yeah.
That is first.
Ruby is actually prepared first written by programmer Mads, and it is actually useful because of many different distinct features that are available with Ruby. Like the syntax is very simple. You can learn syntax very fast, and because you can learn syntax very fast, there will be less time spending on debugging syntactic errors, and you will spend more time on writing real programs than spending time on syntax. And you can once you go dig deep into Ruby and writing real projects, there will be situations like you don't want the original functionality defined in predefined libraries. You might even want to change them, and Ruby enables you to do that. And Ruby allows you dynamic coding. Like there will be situations like you want Ruby itself to generate code for you. You will define some template, and then you will use this template and tell Ruby, generate my code for me whenever a situation arises. Like there will be some arguments using which you want to write new methods, but it will be only done at runtime. You can't do it runtime, so Ruby can do it for you. It will generate the code. And there is also some modules feature. Just a minute, I have my code here. Yeah, I am pasting this. I have pasted a link in chat window. You can use this link, and I will show you how you can execute or experiment Ruby features here. Yeah. Once you open this window, you will see try it option here. This are you able to see the desktop? once you open the link that I have provided in chat window, you will be able to see this try it option in that browser. When you click this try it option, it will load a pseudo or virtual Ruby environment where you can write your own programs and you can execute them here. Some simple programs, not programs which span some different files, but at least simple programs you can do it here. You can execute. So I'm also going to use this option only here because my laptop is not working, so I'm using Santosh laptop. Now let me open my files. Okay. So there are other features. Okay. There are other features like this feature is there in Ruby. If you compare other programming languages like Java or any other programming language, even they won't allow multiple inheritance. You can inherit only one class. One class can inherit only one other class. They can implement other interfaces, but they can implement only one class. But even Ruby, when it comes to classes, it will allow to inherit only one class. But there is a feature called modules, in which you can write some functionality and you can include modules in class, and you can include many different modules into the class. So and which we are going to define in modules are full-fledged functionality. These are not like interfaces where you will only define some abstract methods and you will implement these interfaces in classes. It is not like that. In modules, define full-fledged functionality and you can include any number of modules you want into the class. So Ruby is allowing you to implement different behaviors into the class, almost like multiple inheritance. But when it comes to pure class terminology, yeah, it will only allow one class to be inherited into child class. And there is blocks feature, which is like write some simple code. It is not like, it is almost like a method, but we don't want to define methods for even some simple functionality. Instead, we can use this blocks feature where we can pass multiple inputs to this block, and we can execute this block for different inputs. Even if you don't want to define a method for this functionality, for example, I will show you. Yeah, this is the simple program where I want to check functionality of adding two numbers, and I want to get some output, and I want to do, if you want to this addition multiple times, but you are not ready to define a method just for the simple functionality, then you can use this blocks feature in Ruby. For example, here I am defining a block named addition. It will take two inputs, A1 and B1, and then it will it will return the value of adding A1 and B1. This is simple block. I have defined the simple block in the variable addition. Now I am calling addition.call with inputs 5 and 6. So when I execute the program, let me show you. I am using that try it option in the link I have pasted in chat window. So I think you are not able to see this font size, right? I don't have any option to increase this font size, but I have explained the program, right? If I execute this, you will see this puts is like printing option. So when I execute this function, this block using addition.call, I am calling this with inputs 5 and 6. So when I execute this, it is printing 11. If I execute this using some different inputs, I am going to execute with 3, 4. I want to check whether 3, 4 will be added and the result will be 7. Yeah, the result is 7. I am printing this object ID of the block, because even block is an object in Ruby. Like it is some instance of some other class. Even block has some object ID in the heap. So that is about blocks. These are some features which makes Ruby special. I will, once you come to go through the Ruby sessions I am going to give, you will come to understand syntax is very simple. So let us start what Ruby programs and what is the syntax for some common features that we found in different programs. So we will start with how we represent data in Ruby. There will be mainly 3 different types of data. Normal numbers that we want to represent, like number of colleges. That is a data we want to represent if we in the info programs. Then it will be some data with numbers, and there will be some data we want to represent in arrays, like name of the college that are affiliated to Jntuk Kakinada. Then it will be an array of names of colleges. So, and there will be some data which will be represented using hashes. Actually, the hashes. One more thing I want to tell is, in all my slides, wherever it is possible, I have included further study. Please go through what is this further study, and please try to do this study using browsing internet. Please go through the questions I have put in this further study. Okay, so here the further study will be how you want to use hashes, why you want to use hashes in your projects and in your programs. You have to understand wherever hashes are applicable. And there is another further study which is like, in Ruby all are objects, even the simple numbers, unlike other programming languages like Java or even Python. Even Python is object oriented, but even it is not fully object oriented. But in Ruby, even small simple numbers like 1 or 2, even these are all instances of other classes. They can't be simply some numbers, single numbers. They are some objects of other classes, because of which we can define different functions even on simple numbers. So why it is like that? Why it is special? what is the use of defining all objects, all things in Ruby as objects. That is the further study. So here in this slide, first I want to show you, let me know, are you comfortable? I am myself executing program and explaining through the program, because if it has been my laptop, I would have shown you with bigger size in Eclipse, so you would have been able to understand. But here the font size is not proper, so okay. So I will continue. I will explain in Notepad. Increase the font size. I will try to explain in Notepad. Then I will execute in the in-browser option tutorial point. Okay. Because it is easy to get you the content in the slide through program. Okay. For this slide, first I have some program to explain. Then I will come back to the slide. If I miss any information, then I will explain that. Okay. Okay. So if you see, there are different ways. This slide is all about how we represent numeric data in Ruby, how to define variables with numeric data, or how we want to represent, we want to make numbers more readable in Ruby, how they are treated in Ruby. This I will explain through the program. See, okay. If you see the numbers here, I have different numbers which we might encounter in real world projects. For example, some simple numbers like integers 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 10, like those. And there will be some numbers if the project deals with some big numbers or astronomical data or something, or generic numbers, but there can be situations where we numbers, and also there will be floating point numbers, 12 decimal numbers, 12.345, like that, 0.1234. And there is another method in Ruby where we can make numbers more readable, like 1_23_000. This number is equal to just 123,000. Ruby tree ignores these underscores even if you define them, but for your own readability you can put them, but Ruby treat it as same as without underscores. So if you see the same number I have defined using underscore only after 1 to 3, not after 1. So for Ruby these two numbers are same, number 5 and number 6. So, and I have already told you everything in Ruby is an object. So to demonstrate that, object of which class E, let me show you this program. So this is the program. Here in this put statement I am trying to print which class this number will belong. Number 1 which belongs to which class of predefined Ruby class. This number 2 it belongs to which class of predefined Ruby class. In general, in other programming language by floating point, some name will be there. I want you to understand Ruby what we call those predefined functions. Execute this. The output is number 5. There is one if statement I have put here. I want you to understand number 5 and number 6, are they both same or not? Even though when we look at them immediately we might think them both are different, but as I told you, Ruby ignored underscores and it will be 1 2 3 000. The number is, for Ruby the number is just 1 2 3 000. There is no underscore. So as far as Ruby is concerned, number 5 and number 6, that is what the output is. Number 5 and number 6 are equal. And if you see, number 1 belongs to fixed number. So in Ruby the classes, numeric classes are fixed num class and big num class, floating point numbers. So fixed num and big num are both integers, but as long as the length of the number doesn't exceed some edge case, it is just fixed num. But after that, all big numbers will be belong to the Ruby big num class. And all decimal point numbers are treated as floating point class instances. So these number 5 and number 6 both are fixed num classes. This number 3 and number 4 both are floating point numbers, and number 1 is belonging to fixed num class since it is non-integer only 1 2 3 4, but number 2 belongs to big num class. So that is what I included in this slide. So numeric data are descendants of class numeric class, and so the parent class is numeric class, and within this the floating point numbers and integer numbers are all belonging to different fixed num, big num and float classes. So integer literals are fixed num unless too large, then they belong to big num class, that I have explained here. Since this number is very big, this number 2 belongs to big num class. Number 2 belongs to big num class. So underscore can punctuate integer literals. So for your readability, you can use underscore while writing Ruby programs, but Ruby will ignore them. And then float literals may not have a dim point first or last. That means 0.123 is also a floating number, and 17.0 is also a float point. That means you don't have to be using numbers after floating point or before float point. So 17.0 is also since there is just .0, that means it is floating point number. It is not integer in Ruby. Also 0.123, this is also a floating point number. You don't have to have some number 1.123. The 1 is not required at the before floating point. Next, string literals. So first let me go to the program. So I will explain through the program first, then I will come back to the slide. this is program which can explain strings. This slide actually represents about how strings are, like even other programs, programming languages have different ways to deal with strings. In real world, names or any other place names, college names, all these are real world data where we need strings while dealing with in programs. So even Ruby is a way to deal with strings. How we deal with strings, I will explain through them. So if you see here, I have defined some strings. There are different ways how we can declare strings. Even if Ruby is a dynamic language where you don't need to declare like the string will be this much length, this belongs to this class, all those things you don't have, like the string new equal to like that you don't have to declare. In Java, like for example, you have to declare integers or strings. First you have to declare before using that variable. But here I find a variable where I am specifying just the value. So Ruby will instantly assign this, treat this variable as string, since I have assigned a string value. If I instead of assigning a string value, if I assign a 1, Ruby will treat this variable double quotes other way. This variable will be as an integer instead of string. So that is one point you have to remember. You don't have to explicitly declare. There is no need of that. Yeah, you can declare, but that is not required. So I have, in this program I have defined some 4 variables. These 4 variables with different values and in Ruby you can declare strings in 2 different ways. One is using quotes, using percentage capital Q or percentage Q, and these are like delimiters where you can specify what is the original value of your string. Percentage Q less than and greater than. Between this percentage Q less than and greater than, I am defining the value of my string. And percentage Q small letter. These two define different literals. Like here you see small quote, double quotes, single quotes. So these two, even if you look at the string is same, but it will be treated differently in as you know, single quotes cannot contain special characters. So these two are same as these two effectively. Like double quote string is same as double quote string other way. So if you want to use double quotes instead of percentage capital Q, you can directly this way, whichever was easy to you. But in Ruby, this is assigning this string to this variable. These are 2 different ways. So, and this delimiters less than can be anything. You can use dollar here, and you can define your string here. This is same as again this. So you can define your string in between the quotes or in between percentage delimiters. So this is the delimiter. Q less than greater than. So in between this you will be defining your string. If you give space, even that is considered the value of the variable. So if I want to define a variable like name, so I want to give my name. So this is the value I am assigning to my name variable. if you want to give space, if you give space, even this is considered the value of the name. Space 3 totally is considered the value of the name. So that is the way you will define. Or instead of this percentage, Q, all these things, you can directly define double quotes or single quotes. But there is difference between double quote and single quotes. Percentage small q defines small single quotes. Percentage double q defines the double quotes. So what is the difference between small q and capital Q, or single quote or double quote? The difference is the special characters will be treated as special characters, and double quotes will assign the functionality of the special characters instead of treating them as another character like T. In this slash T, it will not treat the T as just some simple. It will see slash T as a special character, and if you know, if you have worked before in other programming languages, what is slash T means? It is a tab character. That means some 4 spaces between hello and hi. Like the small t will be treated as 4 spaces. Or slash t means tab. So if I press tab, this is how slash t will be treated in original. So, but in single quotes, this slash t will be treated as another character, just followed with O and H. Between O and H, it will just include slash t as some other characters. So I will show you in the program. Let me show. Also, I have included this if-else statements to make you understand that this one double quote string and double quote string other way both are same. This is just two different to declare the variable value. But for Ruby, the value will be always same. So this one and this one should be same. And in same line, and this single quote string and single quote string other way, they both are same. They both take the value as the only difference is that the way we declare the value. So for that I have included if-else statements. So now if I execute this program, see, first I want you to see how Ruby treated. I am trying to print double quote string here. That means I am trying to see how Ruby will print the value of this variable double quote string. So when Ruby tries to print this value, first, it is being test, but when it encounters slash n in double quoted string, it is printing new line. Slash n means new line. This we know, right? Even from other programming language, they will treat slash n as new line. So it is treating slash n as special character which has some special meaning, and it is assigning that special meaning and printing whatever is followed in next line. Now after printing hello, it encounters slash t, which is a tab character. That means it will give some 4 space before printing next thing. So next it has printed hi Sri. So when Ruby is printing this double quote string, always it will treat special characters with special meaning to them. Now I am trying to print single quote string. So I have used the same value in single quote string as well, but when I tried to print, it just printed everything in one line. That means whatever slash n and slash t, they all lost their special meaning when we used single quote string. It is same when I try to print the other declaration ways. So when I try to print double quote string other way, single quote string other way, it is same. So again you will see the same thing here. Now the if else statement, as I told you, this double quote string, the declaration of this, and double quote string other way declaration, both are same for Ruby. Only here I am using double quotes, here I am using delimiters using percentage capital Q, since it is a double quote string. Since it is single quote string, here I am using small q, or otherwise I can use just single quotes. This is how string literals are treated in, you can declare strings in Ruby. I will come to slides. So that is what explained. There is small mistake in this slide where percentage is not included. You have to use percentage q, dollar, or you can use less than, greater than, as I have used. So string literals are either single quoted or double quoted, or I forgot to tell about hash. Expression is specified by hash. So here, so if you want to print double quote string along with some other line, for example, let us say I want to print this is the value of double quote string. Now I want to print the double quote string value. How I can specify the variable value is using this. So this is the way how we can include double quote string value or variable value in a puts statement. If I am directly printing this value, there is no problem, but if you want to include it in some other statement, some other line, then you have to use hash. That is what explained here. So either you can directly print, but there will be sometimes like you want to include this variable value while printing. You want to include this variable value inputs some other statement, like this is the value of double quote string. Now if you want to print the double quote string value, you have to use hash and braces to print any variable value, not only strings. Even if it is a variable with integer value, then you can print using this way, hash, braces. Then you can include this in quotes. So as I told you, single quotes doesn't treat special characters or escape characters as they are. They will just treat as some slash, which is some other any other character. They will treat like that. So any special characters will lose their meaning when we use single quotes. Now there is percentage that is to be included in this slide. Percentage Q, dollar, and in between these dollars you can specify your value. So to specify some single quoted string, or you can directly use single and you can give the value of the string. It is same for double quoted string, but here see escape characters will be treated as escape characters. So again, this is new slide. Again, I will want to explain using program. This slide is about how we declare variables. We have in the previous programs we have already started declaring variables, but I will go through this another program where we will explain some more things about how we declare variables in Ruby, how we assign values in Ruby. So this is a simple program where even if, so for example, if you declare variable, you can assign different values, or you can start with a value and you can manipulate that variable. For example, here I have declared a global variable, or in previous programs I have declared a string variable, or in other previous program where I have explained numbers, I have declared some integer variables. We can always change the variable value here. Number 1, now I can assign some 678. I can assign some different value here. Actually, since Ruby is a dynamic language, as I told you previously, then Ruby will assign the type of the values. So for example, at first I have assigned a number, integer number to this number 1. Now I can assign a floating point number to this number 1. Then Ruby will dynamically change the type of the number 1 to float. So this is, in this way you can always change the value of a variable which is declared. Actually in Ruby you have to declare any variable using small numbers. This is a mistake in my program. So this is the actual correct way in which you can declare the variables. As long as this is not a big number, capital case, it is treated as some small normal variable. So in this program I have already declared using capital number, right, capital N. So I cannot change the value because all capital variables, they will be treated as constants in Ruby. So this statement is not possible in Ruby. I am trying to assign another value for Ruby constants because this it is a capital number N. It is treated as constant in Ruby, and for constants you cannot again assign another value. So let me show you through this example. But here, if it had been some small number 1, I could assign another value to it, or I can even assign string value. So then Ruby will instantly change the number 1 as some string variable instead of some integer variable. But since I have used capital N, it's actually a constant for Ruby. So since in this program, if you see, I have declared a constant. How we can tell it is a constant in Ruby? There is always a hint. Looking at names or variable names or method names, you will come to understand what it is, what type of the type, class, object, different information, meta information you will be easily able to understand just looking at it. So just looking at it, I could understand it is a constant for Ruby because capital C is used by declaring the variable. So it is not variable anymore. In this constant I have assigned 100. We will try to print the value. Then when we try to assign another value to this constant one, Ruby should throw the error. Let me explain. Executing. So if I execute, another thing in Ruby is commenting. How we comment is using hash. I think scripting languages like Python also use the same syntax. So using hash to comment out this line. If I execute,
is there any for next, or we can?
Yeah. Okay, then I will stop just after explaining this one program. We will continue from tomorrow onwards. In this program, if I execute it here, just it will bring me the value of constant 1. Now I will uncomment out this line. Now if I execute, I should get some error. Warning, already initialized constant, because constants will be only assigned only once. After that, the value will be treated as unchangeable. So in my entire program, or even if my program there are programs in other files, if I use this program in another files, the constant 1 value will be always 100. You cannot assign, you cannot change new value to this constant 1. So there will be some chances like some constant things in our programs. For example, Kakinada, the name will be always Jntuk Kakinada. So we don't want to, but sometimes why we use constants is there will be some minor changes. Jntuk Kakinada may want to change its name as something else after some few years. Then I can't go through my entire program and change the value again and again. So instead I will declare a constant with the value Jntuk Kakinada. Then I will use this constant throughout my program without being able to change the value. But whenever Jntuk Kakinada value name changes, I will just come to my program. I will change the just value of this constant in one place. So throughout my entire program, again the new change will be created. But my program itself cannot change the value. Only I have authority because I declared this constant. So that is the use of constants. So I will stop this session here. Sorry, yeah, I have seen the question. P constant 1. P is also like printing operation. I forgot to mention you, but this is there is another slide where screen printing I will explain in tomorrow's session. Where I will explain this here, but for now you have to understand P as some printing function. It will print to the screen, just like puts, almost like puts. Another new constant means, for example, I can use constant 2, or you can put any name like college name. This is my variable constant name. Now I can put Jntuk Kakinada. Now I can write many different programs, long, very large programs, and throughout all of them I can just use college name like that. And I cannot change value later in my program. Like I cannot assign some new name like just Jntuk like that in my program. But whenever Jntuk Kakinada changes some like if you want to include some new address here, Jntuk Kakinada, some street name like that, this is new name to the Jntuk Kakinada. But I don't need to change throughout the program, right? Since I am using college name instead of the original value, so I can change just here Jntuk Kakinada street, and it will be, my program will be already using this new value by using college name. Yeah, how it distinguishes variables is, see, for example, I am writing constant instead of constant 1. I am also using small constant 1. There is difference. See, it is capital, it is small. Now I can change this value. It is just a variable, right? Now if I try to execute this program, it won't be any problem. I will show you through the program. Now if you see in this program, instead of capital C, I am using small c constant 1 to assign value 100. So this small constant 1, it is just a variable. So when we try to print constant 1 at the first time, we should be able to see its value as 100. Whereas when I try to assign the constant 1, it should be able to take this new value. But when we see with capital C, since it is a constant, I cannot assign a new value to it. That is the main purpose of constants in Ruby instead of using variables. When we execute this, see, first I am trying to print constant 1, capital C, I got 100. Now then I am printing small c, this is just 100. Since I have assigned 100 for both of them, but when try to assign 200 to small constant 1, this is just variable, right? So it should take the value. So when we print its value, it should print 200 instead of some error. It should be able to print that value. But if I try to assign capital C constant 1 to 200, if I execute, I get an error. Already initialized constant capital C constant 1. So that is the difference. Yeah, for Ruby program execution, you need to install Ruby in your system. Actually, if I had used my system, I have Ruby installed in my system, so I will be able to execute programs in my own system. But for some experimentation, you can use the tutorial point link I have shared previously. I am again giving that. Please use this link to execute programs just like how I used it to execute my programs from Santosh laptop. Okay, so any more doubts? Okay, I will stop it here. From tomorrow I will continue with other next